Tinfoil Hat Girl. What's up, Tinfoil Hat Girl? She's a former trad cat. Unmute. We'll go to Fairy Magdalene, $1. Why didn't you finish my angel number super chat? It was a little odd. No offense to you. It was just a weird super chat. Cryptocurrenstein, $20. Thank you so much. Cryptocurrenstein. Appreciate that. Dude, seriously, $3. Talk to Pockets of the Future, Paul. You would rip him a new one, but be kind. Yeah, I think he has a kind of a new agey meditation view. I have seen his videos over the years. I don't know if he would want to chat with me, but I'm always open to chatting with all kinds of different positions. It doesn't matter to me. Orthodox Croat, $10. Can you explain to me how Ryan Gosling was the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem? Exactly. This British intelligence created post where the Brits were playing both sides of this issue with Tiny Mustache Man. And everybody was laughing because when I looked him up, I was like, wait a minute. That's freaking Ryan Gosling was a British spy double dealing with the Brits in the I mean legit Ryan Gosling. Tell me it's not. That's the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, British intelligence agent. Literally, we need some of the weirdo New Agers to say that this proves reincarnation, right? Because I mean, he's really looking like some Gosling right there. I mean, that's like 80%, 85% Gosling right there. Oh my Gosling. What's up, Tinfoil Hat Girl? Unmute. Where you at?
How you doing, Jay?
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to kind of touch back on what the previous gentleman was saying. When you've grown up in the system with Roman Catholicism, like having grown up with that, it really is a very difficult system to get out of. First of all, like there's a family connection because like my mom has like the Irish roots, my dad has the Polish roots, which are very strong.
Right.
And then you have, like, I went through 12 years of Catholic school. So if you speak out against that in any way, shape, or form, like, you are going to hell. Particularly because my parents they still are extremely devout Roman Catholics. Now, I mean, there's some red flags that are definitely going on. But, I mean, growing up, going through school, like, for example, I had lesbian women teaching me when I was in grade school. I had the FBI come in and storm my high school to pull out the priest that was teaching me. Because he got picked up for child pornography. We had several.
All right, we're on YouTube, so be careful with these terms on YouTube.
Sorry. So I had several instances where these types of situations were coming. So it's like okay, so I'm supposed to believe that this guy here in Rome is like telling us that all of this stuff is okay and he's allowing this to go on. But yet, like, this is what I'm seeing, and then, yeah, it's like it's just like this crazy thing, and then you try to speak out against it, and I just think that like it's become so much a part of the Western philosophy, and also like the majestic and the magic. Like if you go on to like any of the drag cat any TriCat pages, like their obsession with Fatima and these miracles and Garbadal and all.
I know. I was in the TriCat world, and then I finally realized that this Fatima stuff is just ridiculous, over the top. Like it's the retreat when the dogma and the scholasticism and the rationality fails. The retreat is then to that. That's the next move that you go to.
It's just extreme mysticism, and I talked to my mom about that, and I'm like, your view of Mary is ridiculous. Like that's craziness. Like it's completely wrong. You put her up there like past Christ. They put her up above Christ in a lot of instances, and I think that was a response to the Protestants and the Protestant Reformation.
Even EMJ says that the medieval Christ as judge image got too heavy, and then the reaction was to swing over to Mary the Merciful Mother, and so there's this like, and that EMJ, I think he says he thinks that influenced like Ireland to be feminist or to be prepped for feminism. So even he admits a lot of, which is odd to me, but he admits a lot of this stuff too.
It's just so crazy, and then like they're reasoning that like the rosary is going to pull them out of anything that the Pope does. So anytime the Pope does something, we need to pray harder on the rosary. It's crazy because like I saw like right after all that stuff came out with the Pope and all of his stuff about Skittles things, they were just like doubling down on, we need to have more prayer vigilance, we need to consult Fatima.
Yeah, it's your fault. It's actually your fault because you didn't do enough rosaries. So, by the way, this came out a few days ago, and I want everybody to be aware of this because it really kind of hammers the point home. The new Jerome Bible commentary came out, and it's got all these kind of super lib weirdos as the editors, but Francis pins the foreword to it and gives it nil obstat, which means free from error. So even though this might not be, quote, magisterium, it's Francis pushing and giving his approval. Remember, this is in the situation of Honorius. This is going beyond what Honorius did. Honorius wrote a letter that affirms monothelitism, and he ends up condemned for that. This is Francis going about 12 light years beyond that with approving this Jerome Bible commentary, as they call it, which is, again, just a bunch of like Skittle stuff. Literally saying that the Bible is like not against the Skittles. And could you believe it? The guys like Other Paul actually made it into this article with James White, right? So the Protestants are jumping on this, right? As if this is like, look at this guy. Yikes.
The Catholics will just say it's the KGB. That's all they ever say. It's the KGB. It's crazy. Like, they don't realize. Like,
there is no KGB. It quit existing 30 years ago.
I know that, but that's what they always say. Like, even you'll hear some clerics say that, like, oh, it's the KGB. It's like, no, it's not. Stop spiritually deceiving people. That's ridiculous. It's craziness. And people actually believe it. Like, they believe it. Like, they read these, like, St. Caroline Mafia, which may exist, but they read these books, and you'll hear from, like my mom's friends in the church, oh, yeah, it's the KGB that's doing all of this. Is this the reason that Francis is doing all the things that he's doing? And I'm just like, roll my eyes.
But I mean, the KGB is not supposed to. The KGB is not supposed to be able to thwart Rome via Vatican. I mean, Vatican I, right? Vatican I doesn't give any place for like the KGB clause, right? Like, all of this applies to Rome unless there was the KGB subverting Rome. Which, again, there's no KGB.
No.
So if we wanted to say, oh, what is Russian intelligence? I mean, do you think that Putin and Russian intelligence are supporting the stuff that, dude, Francis is openly supporting it. I mean, is Francis in the KGB? What are you talking about?
It's like if the objectives of the WEF are the same as your church, then I think you need to look for another
Correct.
church. That's, and I think my parents are starting to wake up to it, and I think some people they're either just completely dropping out of the church. You know, it'd be nice if they came over to Orthodoxy, but I think there's a lot of people that are just recognizing that, particularly my siblings, they're just kind of like agnostic right now, where they don't really want to, like, they're not eager to jump into something because they've grown up into this like ridiculous system, where they're just kind of like nodding their head and just like backing away slowly because they see it.
James White looks like a doll-eyed version of John Malkovich right there. I feel like Cyrus the Virus is going to start talking right there. Cyrus the Virus. If you remember Con Air, doesn't he look like John Malkovich in Con Air right there? In that, if you see the pictures. But the Bible says, quoting the Jerome Bible commentary approved by Francis, the Bible does not talk about same Skittles as it does today. So the modern concept was not known at that time. Totally not true. The foreword as Francis granting a nil obstat and an imprimatur, which, according to the imprint, declares it is free from doctrinal error. James White condemned the book in his YouTube video. This has nothing to do with exegesis. It is woke propaganda. Mocking the magisterium for endorsing this commentary in his video, James White asked if there was a consistency in Francis supporting this. Now, we know we already covered what Francis said about in his responses to the dubia. In his responses to the dubia, Francis said that Skittles unions are not exactly the same tier as heterosexual unions, but they're analogous, and in some cases they can be blessed. And so, again, this is all out in the open, and it's time to just be honest about this. I appreciate Tim because he's being honest about it. Tim admits that it was entered into the changes were entered into the Acta Apostolica Seda, not the changes about Skittles, but the changes about divorce and remarried communion. It's also, I would argue, it's also changed in terms of death penalty. And then this article here correctly admits that All this is connected to the push for the female diaconate, which is a preparation for female priests, which is a preparation for feminizing the entire entity. So that's the ultimate goal of all of this, which is absolutely correct. I'm not a huge fan of church militant, but this article is correct. Anyway, so anything else what you want to say, Timful?
No, I just think the ultimate goal of the synod on synodality will probably be female deaconesses. I mean, that'll probably
well, and remember, that's what Fordham wants to push on the Orthodox as well. So Fordham is kind of in the background pushing this for the Roman Catholics and for the Orthodox. Temple Hat Girl, what would you say to Roman Catholics that are, because you're a former trad cat, what would you say to them hearing you say this?
I would just say go with your gut. I mean, if you feel like something is really wrong, and you feel like when you see these like just complete just contradictions and everything, just go with your gut. Like, don't allow yourself to be spiritually deceived, because there's a lot of spiritual it's spirit, like as you were saying, Jay, it's spiritually damaging and spiritual abuse to be in the Catholic Church. It's spiritual just deception. Go someplace that can provide you some healing. And when I went to Orthodox, that's what I got, was healing.
Appreciate that.